So here we are. We need to get these doggies out. As many as possible.
Just look at them.
And it's all in the hands of our Turkish community. We need foster homes. Every foster home we get, we'll get one of these babies. And from there, they will be their home. But we cannot do.
Oh God, can't believe it. I'm seeing these images again. It was unbelievable. I remember that day like if it was today. 15 years ago, I was in Turkey and I went to see a local shelter. And this is what I found. Hundreds of dogs huddled together, protecting themselves from the rain and the cold.
We cannot do anything without foster homes. And these are Turkish dogs. So you will expect them to do something about it.
We're trying to build an animal rescue community in Turkey, and I had felt that the time was ripe.
Shall we get you out of here? Poor dog.
That there was a lot of young people, there are a lot of educated people, and that maybe we could build a movement, and that is the origin of Let's Adopt. It's a movement of animal rescue in Turkey.
So we're at the airport, massive queue, and here are our doggies that are flying today. We have...
In those days, all the dogs that we rescued, the vast majority of them, there were some adopted in Turkey, but it was difficult to make inroads. It was difficult to change the traditional perspective and view that dogs needed to live outside on the streets. People wanted to, they tolerated the dogs, but not inside the homes. That was a big problem. So we had to try to educate people in accepting dogs inside the homes. It was so difficult. So that meant that many of the dogs we rescued had to leave the country. So we became really good at organizing dog transports, flying to Europe, flying to the United States, hundreds and hundreds. But it was such a difficult and tedious process. Imagine, paperwork, trips to the airport, flying to another country, meeting new families, screening new families, making sure there were no problems, that there were no mistakes. Sometimes there were puppies, sometimes there were Aisha Ertuğrul. That was such a nice lady. We saved so many dogs together with Aisha Ertuğrul. I wonder how she is. I'll look it up. And then of course there were the airlines. There were always mistakes in the bookings and always asking for unreasonable papers, and they made mistakes, and Turkish Airlines was a nightmare.
Very, very bad. And with these three, it's 9 that we have saved in the last couple of weeks from here.
So we saved 9 puppies.
Okay. Well, we're at the airport, and
they flew to the States.
And Anastasia are flying. And again, KLM has fucked up with the reservations. This happens every week now. Yeah. I'm gonna have to give them an award.
It was so frustrating because the reservations for dogs, it was always really complex. I mean, they never did it. Reservation systems in Turkey were terrible, both for KLM and Turkish Airlines. We were really lucky because there was never any issue with our dogs. None of them ever got lost or they died on the plane. You hear some terrible stories. Nothing like this ever happened to us, but it was so complicated.
Okay, and from here, we don't see them anymore. So.
Another shelter. Look at this. That was Bolu, a city about 3 hours from Istanbul, or 4 or 5, I don't know. Distances were huge. Look at the dogs. Hundreds of dogs, many of them suffering from distemper. Look at this. Look at this. The Turkish shelters were concentration camps for dogs. At that time, it was like this. And I'm pretty sure today they're even worse. I'm pretty sure today they're even bigger. And that there are massive shelters all across Turkey with thousands of animals living like this. I gave up. I couldn't do more.
This is how crazy the arrival to Frankfurt is. Look at this.
So these are 3 dogs that
Dogs
were taken
everywhere.
from that horrible place.
They're all so excited to be in Germany.
And it was their arrival in Germany.
We have Michelle from Bulgaria, which is still... She's not in such a good shape to be walking in the airport.
So in that trip we had 1 dog from Bulgaria and 3 dogs from Turkey.
The logistics of driving all these dogs is just... it's funny.
I remember when it all began, sometimes we had so little means, we couldn't even rent a car at the airport. So sometimes the families couldn't come to pick us up for some reasons. I remember being once with 2 dogs on 2 big boxes at an airport. And then I had to go to the train, catch a train carrying the boxes. The dogs were like moving. Oh God, that's Skyler. Skyler was a...
She was rescued by Cenk.
Ada.
As usual,
Ada.
the guy always rescues the most difficult cases. And she has a problem in the neck that at the moment has got her paralyzed.
Yeah.
So
Ada was a very interesting case. It was a puppy with a problem in the neck, in the cervicals, and she was completely paralyzed. She couldn't move. So we had to...
So we are currently treating her. I think she's gonna be okay.
We treated the injury, but we had to teach her how to walk.
But she's much better now. She's eating great. She's very awake, very alert. And this is a doggy that is gonna walk again. It's gonna run again.
I was so sure.
Say hello to the camera. Ada, you might remember, was found paralyzed from the 2 front legs and the 2 back ones as well, and she's still paralyzed, but she has a lot of energy, and we're gonna give her a hand getting back on her feet.
We had very little means, so we had to build machinery, and we had to figure out how to do treatments, and really we had no means whatsoever. And in Turkey the vets were really good. The ones that were good were really good, and they tried to do better, and they were very creative. I remember those days. Look at this.
Kevin and Melis, this is the last few minutes of them together. So this is how happy this foster looks.
That was Kevin, a dog that we rescued,
He's now going to...
and she was his foster home.
And then from then...
Look at the streets. I miss that.
So after the holiday, Melis will foster again. Oh, beautiful! Look at this. It's so crazy.
Shake your bubbles. You should shake. Oh. Yeah, your bubbles.
So people used to abandon
We're in the middle of Istanbul.
everything, really,
In a traffic jam.
everything.
How this thing is. I'm in the car with
That was
the famous
black beard,
blue bird.
blue bird, black beard, blue bird. We call him blue bird.
This is an incredible doggy that we rescued from the shelter of hell.
So that was Jansu,
He is now...
my friend.
He's so well. He's doing so great. Hey,
We will be in tiny cars in massive traffic for hours stuck.
he really
We-
doesn't mind, doesn't care for pictures and...
This was very
celebrity
common.
and-
You see us carrying dogs like this. Very common.
So, how do you know where is Istanbul? Well, because people have things like this
It's-
in their car.
Istanbul.
Istanbul.
I destroyed that car.
We need the car.
I mean, the hundreds of dogs.
Okay, guys, listen. The trip
They
is about
really
to start.
tore him apart.
Okay, you be good. Don't get nervous. Okay, it's okay. There's
I
gonna
know
be a
the
little bit
trick.
of noise, but it's fine. And when you arrive to Syracuse, there's gonna be a great lady.
These puppies were
waiting
going
for
to
you, and
Syracuse.
she's gonna take you to a wonderful
Adopted
place,
there.
and you're gonna have lots of fun. Okay, so bye bye Turkey. Bye bye. Right. See you when I get back to the States. See you there. I told you it was
It
gonna.
was amazing, really. Sometimes when I feel nostalgic, I go back to my old videos and I start digging there. And every little video that I pull out of that place, of our backlog, of our archives, it just takes me to those days. It just takes me to all the hustle that we had. It just takes me to the many dogs that we rescued, the treatments that seemed impossible at first. Really, against all odds, we did it and we survived. My God, sometimes I get letters from people saying, look, I would like to start a rescue group like yours. And I'm like, wow. How do you advise somebody that doing something like this is completely life-changing? And that it can really change all your plans. All the plans that I had for my life were completely changed and altered, and everything became completely different because of this animal rescue group that we started in Turkey. Unbelievable. Anyway, guys, as you know, my doctor recommended me to take it easy, to relax, not to overdo it. And this is why, I mean, in these videos you're seeing me working from home and trying to relax a little bit, keep the stress levels down. So I'm glad I took you with me back to those days in Istanbul. It's a pleasure. Many of you are still here with me after all these years. If you've been here since the Turkish days, please leave a comment. Remind me who you are and the cases that we did together. Guys, thank you very much for being here. Thanks for your support. And don't forget that everything we do can only happen thanks to our friends. All these rescues, all these trips to the States, all these animals saved that you've just seen for so many years could only happen thanks to your support and your donations. So please, if you can, if you feel like continue supporting us, donate, help me continue saving lives, or if you want to join me on my Patreon support group, I will be very grateful. Thank you very much. I'll see you tomorrow. Take care.
Thank you.